Why is nobody talking about this secret credit score? On today's video, we're gonna take it back to the basics of your credit score because your credit score plays a huge role in everything that you do in your life. If you're trying to get an apartment, they're gonna check your credit score. When you wanna buy an actual cell phone and actually pay for it on a payment plan or even just use their service, they're gonna check your credit score. Even when you put utilities into your name, guess what? They're gonna check your credit score. I think you get the whole gist of this, but my biggest point here is we're not talking about Credit Karma scores. We're not talking about industry-specific FICO scores because we covered that in a previous video talking about how basically Credit Karma sucks and your FICO score is the only thing that matters. But there's one hidden credit score that nobody is telling you about. You want to make sure that you watch this till the end because I'm going to show you a credit score that is costing Americans millions of dollars every single year. But before we get into this video, make sure that you smash that like and subscribe button so this video gets out to more people so everyone can stay informed. Now, in case this is your first time on the channel, I have talked about your data and how the credit reporting agencies make billions of dollars every single year from selling your data to other companies. So it goes from one party to a second party to a third party, all while you're not making any money off of this, and then it's actually hurting you because those secondary credit reporting agencies are selling that data to insurance companies. And the crazy part about this here is that your car is actually telling on you every single day, depending on the car that you're driving. There are two major data brokers or credit reporting agencies, or as we call them, secondary credit reporting agencies. They have all types of different names they try to hide behind that are actually selling this information to car insurance companies. Now, the number one company that does this is LexisNexis. Now, a lot of people always say, go to LexisNexis to delete your bankruptcy. They're all full of it. They have no idea what they're talking about because LexisNexis is the largest database for car insurance companies and debt collectors. Debt collectors use LexisNexis to skip trace and find you and locate you. Now let's put it up on the screen here. I want you to see what LexisNexis Risk Solutions actually covers and all the industries that they actually service. So at the very bottom left, you see insurance risk solutions that strengthen customer relationships, gain operational efficiencies, and future-proof your organization using data and advanced analytics. Notice what they said there. Future-proof your organization using data and advanced analytics. Then you move over here to the right, you can see collections and recovery, insight and tools that lead debt collectors to the right parties efficiently and compliantly, streamline skip tracing efforts, and boost profitability. Now understand, you should be looking at your LexisNexis credit report at least once every year. You can request it for free from LexisNexis, and you should, because you want to make sure that the information that they actually have on file is accurate and complete. And depending on the car that you drive, you're going to see if your car is telling on you. Yes, you heard me right. There is technology out there right now that specific automakers are selling this information to LexisNexis, and LexisNexis is providing it to the actual car insurance agencies that are coming up with your insurance rates, potentially costing you thousands of dollars depending on the car that you're driving. But it doesn't just stop here because there is another company that's called VeriRisk, and they basically almost do the exact same thing, but I don't believe that they do the debt collector side. They only do the insurance side. So if you're suffering from a low credit score, that is having a huge impact on your insurance rates, and your insurance is probably through the roof because of your credit score along with your driving habits that your car is telling on you about. I want you to take a look at this story from the New York Times. Automakers are sharing consumer driving behavior with insurance companies. LexisNexis, which generates consumer risk profiles for the insurers, knew about every trip GM drivers had taken in their cars, including when they sped, braked too hard, or accelerated rapidly. But he didn't see that information, but I'm willing to bet you money that the automakers have that information, and if it's not on the actual report, maybe because the report's not designed to show that information, but that automaker is selling it to LexisNexis, which is selling it to the insurance companies, and I bet that they actually have it. And of course, this is all alleged. It's alleged, okay, everybody? I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using DisputeBeast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created, and specifically to Wesley, Wesley's credit score went up over 226 points after just 2 rounds with DisputeBeast, and also Marcus's Alex's credit score went up 337 points after just 2 rounds with Dispute Beast. And let's not forget Richard. Richard's credit score went up 446 points after just 1 round with Dispute Beast. Dispute Beast is going to be pinned at the very top of the comments and in the video description for anybody that needs to fix their credit. Last part's the most important. So you're probably wondering, okay, well, which cars are actually doing it, Mike? Great question. LexisNexis holds the data of the majority of car insurance information. We're talking about General Motor cars. Cadillac, Chevy, Subaru, Mitsubishi, Buick, and GMC are all being tracked. You heard me right. There is tracking capabilities inside of every single one of those vehicles that you gave permission to them without actually knowing. Now, all of these companies and automakers are saying, oh no, everyone has given us permission. You know, they signed the documents, but nobody ever reads the fine print. Now, Verisk is actually holding the data for Honda, Hyundai, and Ford. I know that's crazy. Ford is saying, oh, we don't sell anybody's information. You have to actually sign the in-app, and you know that in-app is gonna say, click here for terms and conditions, and nobody's gonna read that either. And the funny thing about this is, when I bought my 2024 Range Rover this year, I specifically asked my salesperson, which is Beth. She's absolutely amazing. I said, Beth, listen, we've been rocking together now for a while, you know, more than 4 years, buying and trading and selling cars and doing all this crazy stuff. I need you to tell me the truth. Does Range Rover sell my data to insurance companies? And she looked at me with a straight face. She said, absolutely not, Mike. That is a huge deal with the Range Rover, and they know that privacy of all these business owners that buy these cars is very important. They do not want to sell that to anybody. It's not worth it to them. But all you Cadillac drivers that talk trash about Range Rovers out there, guess what? They have all your information. When you're speeding, when you're hard braking, all of that information is being given to your insurance company. So if you have one of those GM cars on that list, and then all of a sudden your car insurance went up after maybe 3 months or 6 months of having your new car, guess what? It's because your car is snitching on you. Also be aware that Ford actually applied for a patent for specific technology to put inside of every single one of their vehicles so they can track and see all of this actual information about the drivers and all the owners. And they're saying that no, they're not selling your information or giving it to any third parties without your consent first. All of the companies are saying that, but again, it's in the fine print that nobody ever reads. And listen, I know there's gonna be some of you naysayers out there say, it's probably not that bad. It's really not that. It's not costing me that much money, Mike. Oh, believe me, trust me, I come with numbers also. But let's get to the sauce that you want to see. Let's see what the rates look like for every state, from excellent credit to poor credit. But check out this really crazy stat here. On average, drivers with poor credit pay 113% more for full coverage car insurance than those with excellent credit. Now, as we said earlier, California, Hawaii, Massachusetts, and Michigan prohibit or limits the use of credit as a rating factor in determining auto insurance rates. But here's another crazy one, and there's a reason why a lot of people do not drive cars in New York. Drivers with poor credit in New York pay one of the highest average rates for full coverage car insurance at $7,702 per year. That is insane. That is literally $641 a month for one car in New York City. That is absolutely insane. How can anybody even afford that if you have poor credit and drive a car in New York City? Now, Bankrate dropped an actual entire list of all of the different rates varying from excellent credit all the way to poor credit, and I'm gonna put the link in the comment section if you wanna see it. Make sure to comment insurance if you want me to actually send you the link so you can actually get it and check it out and see what those rates actually look like for your state. But here's the crazy part. Remember when we said the list of actual states that prohibit it? So Michigan, if you have poor credit, your insurance rates are over $7,000 a month also. You look at Minnesota. Minnesota is $4,200. That's insane. Missouri is $5,700. Nevada, and I love Nevada, $5,400. New Jersey, $5,300. I mean, this is just really insane. The great state of Texas is over $5,000. That's wild. Now, Washington, D.C. comes in at $6,300 a year. Now, here's what I found very interesting about this list, because they first told us that New York had the highest highest rate, but that's not true because Florida comes in with the highest insurance rate at $8,578 per year for full coverage auto insurance in the state of Florida. That's absolutely astronomical. And remember, this is only for one vehicle. This isn't multiples or a bundled package of any sort. This is per vehicle. And if you're out there and your car was on that list, drop it in the comment section. Let me know, like, yo, man, I'm about to sell my Cadillac. I'm about to sell this GM vehicle, because it's really crazy that these cars are literally telling on you. And now you're gonna have to decide, okay, do I want to drive a Honda? No. Do I want to drive a Cadillac? No. Like, what else is there left? And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, because a lot of people are gonna say, well, you could just opt out of LexisNexis and Verisk. If you opt out of them, then guess what? The insurance company is gonna go looking for your information, can't find it, and now they're gonna give you an outrageous rate, or they may not give you any coverage. Because I know someone's gonna come into the comments and say that to me, and believe me, I've thought about it before, and I've seen situations where people were opted out of LexisNexis and they could not get insurance coverage for their cars. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We covered another big one on how your credit score is playing a huge factor in your insurance rates. Now make sure that you watch this next video, because it is about the American Express Gold Card and you may want to learn more about it. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.